Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amanda. I am a trance channel and a coach. And what you are about to see is an excerpt from this month's expansion experience. The expansion experience is a monthly event that I do over Zoom where a being of light channels a message for the group on a different topic every single month. And this past expansion experience, the collective consciousness from Atlantis came forward to talk about what happened at Atlantis, what it was like at that time, how it was formed, and then what led to their downfall. And then they made some comparisons between what was going on in Atlantis that eventually led to corruption from the inside to what's going on globally today and how we can find a sense of hope and presence and peace inside of it. And each person got an opportunity to learn how to do light language as well, which was really exciting. If you want to find out about future expansion experiences, go to my website and you can be added onto an email list to stay up to date on all future dates and times for events, as well as who I plan on channeling and what the theme is going to be for that month. AmandaLaurenBlau.com. Please enjoy this channeled message from the Atlanteans, and I'm gonna look forward to seeing you soon.
Hello. We are so happy to be here today, and we are so excited to bring forward everything that we have planned for all of you. There is a reason why we decided to come forward at this time, and there's a multitude of reasons for this. The first being that we have been watching what has been going on this planet for some time. And we understand that it is uncomfortable to bear witness to. And for many of you, it has been something that is not happening in the direct vicinity of you and your life. And yet it has greatly impacted your energy and your ability to focus and has contributed to a great deal of distress for you. And rightly so, we can understand this quite well from our own personal experience and from understanding what it is like to watch those you love suffering. We also understand that the topic of Atlantis is something of interest to many of you. And we desire at this time to bring forward as much information about it as we can, because quite honestly, why not? Why not share the wisdom that we have available to us to those who are ready to receive it? And you here today are more than ready to receive it. We would like to begin this conversation with a little bit of a history of what Atlantis was, what the purpose of its creation was, and what happened to it, why it's no longer in existence today. And then from there, we would like to open up a discussion to all of you to answer any of your questions regarding any of the information that we're bringing forward. And also to provide any insight about some of your experiences while you were there, because many of you have had lifetimes there, if not simply one, but a multitude of them, with very important positions in that society. And it's always interesting to understand your past, because it is through understanding what you have been through, you can understand why you are the way you are today, why you see things in the way that you do today, and the greater purpose that is available to you inside of this lifetime alone. And from there, we would like to open it up to a discussion on light language, because we sense that there's a great deal of excitement around this topic, particularly from that of your host today, as she has been uncovering her own light language ability recently. And we would like to bring it to the forefront of this conversation because all of you have the potential to utilize it for yourselves. And it is a shame to not have that information available to you, because it is simply a part of who you are to be able to access it and utilize it. You have in your past, and so it is available to you now. And from there, we would love to offer our support in any other area of your life where you're feeling that you need it most. And so we are going to be covering a lot of ground today, and we hope that you leave with newfound insight, clarity, and perspective on all aspects of who you are and what is available to you as a byproduct of it. We would like to begin with how Atlantis came to be, for there are many different reasons as to why it was created in the first place, and we would like to share our insight around this with you. Atlantis was an idea amongst a group of energy beings who decided that they wanted to create an experience on Earth utilizing the multitude of resources available on that planet. And they desired to have an experience that would bring about an amalgamation of many different species in one location at one point in time, and utilize the abilities of each individual species and their ability to bring forward knowledge and perspective in combination with the physicality of life on Earth. So in this respect, each individual living out a lifetime in Atlantis would have an experience of a physical incarnation, utilizing all of what Earth had to offer at the time, along with the greater understanding of what consciousness was all about. And so it was much like your incarnations at this time, however, with the greater availability of their true connection to Source, for they were not cut off completely as you are today. And there was a reason for this, and the reason was they were not yet ready for it. And I know that perhaps this is not what you were expecting me to say, but truth be told, you in this lifetime are a much more evolved version of who you were back then. It might not feel this way for you. Perhaps you are looking at the beings of Atlantis with a degree of reverence for what they were capable of. But my children, you were a byproduct of who you were then. And so you have much more available to you now. And your ability to come here without the greater knowledge and wisdom that you had at that time is simply an indication of your own soul's preparedness for it. And it is important to hold this inside of you moving forward, because many of you downplay your true potential, capability, and the power that lies inside of you. And this is a shame. Lifetimes on Atlantis were filled with prosperity and pride for the civilization that was created. And it truly was a melting pot of different people all coming together with a commonality, which was the advancement of life for the sheer purpose of the experience of it. There was a desire to accomplish more than had been accomplished thus far. And everybody worked together to see what they were truly capable of as a group. And in this respect, it was much more of a collective coming together than it is now. For life on Earth at this time is very much each individual trying to find their way. But you notice when you come together as a group that you are capable of powerful things. And this was the main difference between lifetimes at Atlantis and lifetimes today. It was a sense of community. Everybody desired to work together in order to achieve what couldn't be achieved on an individual basis. And lifetimes were spent with the desire of the individual representing the desire for the collective. I felt it was important to give each and every one of you a taste of your role in that civilization, because I believe, one, it serves you to understand this, and two, perhaps there is a part of you that questions Questions your own sense of self-worth in this lifetime, because perhaps you haven't fully acknowledged the true potential that's available inside of you. But that is okay because it is still growing. And part of your purpose in coming here in this lifetime is not necessarily to achieve a sense of recognition inside of yourself, but to begin to see it. And I believe that is a common misunderstanding that many people on earth at this lifetime do not truly comprehend. There's a belief system that there is something that you must do, and it is the doing of it that renders your ability to find pride inside of yourselves for distilling a sense of purpose and feeling that you are contributing to the evolution of human society. But that is a simple misunderstanding of your role here, my loves. You are here to explore your memories and what feels aligned for you. It is a lifetime of exploration, not of accomplishment. And there is nothing wrong with desiring to accomplish much in this lifetime. But that is not entirely the purpose of it. The purpose of it is remembering what lies inside of you, regardless of what you choose to do with it. Because it is the act of remembering that is important for you. It is the remembering of the divinity that lies inside each and every one of you. That is the experience that you are wanting, regardless of what you do with it. Because it is the act of remembering that provides the magic for you. And it is only through the remembering and the realization of your potential that you can decide how you desire to wield it. And this brings us back to the conversation of Atlantis. Because it was inside of Atlantis where things began to go astray for this very reason. There were individuals inside of the society who forgot their purpose was simply to remember and access their inner divinity. And it became more important for them to understand what they wanted to do with it, because it is through what they desired to do with it that would create their sense of resilience. And so they turned away from the group mentality and focused more on their individual one. And there is nothing inherently wrong with this. I am simply uncovering the history of what took place there. Very slowly, they were beings that began to inhabit places on the planet at that time with a mentality that was more singular focused. What do I want? What can I do to create a more important role for myself in this society? How can I better serve my desires over those of the collective? And that energy began to permeate the space around them. And very slowly it became challenging for souls such as yourself, who were so devoted to the good of the people, to remind those around you the importance of it. And this is where the collapse of Atlantis started. And very slowly, it began to plant seeds in those who are not as well established in their sense of self, that there is more to be gained from a singular focus than from a collective one. And this is where the unraveling began to unfold. And before long, it was not possible to create a semblance of control over the continued effort of those who wanted more for themselves. And this is what we are witnessing much of in this world today. It's the desire of the self over the desire of the collective. And again, there is nothing wrong with this. It is simply how it has unfolded until now. And I believe that we are heading into a time of a collective unification of consciousness in the near future. But it is going to require remembering. Do you see this now? The importance of remembering. For it is not the desire of the individual that will create peace on this planet, but a remembering of your divinity and the importance of a collective goal. And this is why I desire to speak to you today on the misunderstanding of the human purpose at this time. There is a misunderstanding that it is about instilling a goal to work towards so that you can feel validated inside of yourself for having come here in the first place. But you see how it is that very mentality that led to the downfall of Atlantis in the first place. And this is why I desire to show you a new perspective of things. For it is not the goal of the individual that's important for you. It is the remembering of the power and potential inside of you. Because it is through remembering that you tap into it and you instill a sense of service to those who have not yet remembered. And very slowly, when each individual on this planet can remember that they are not here for their individual purpose, they are here for the collective one. That is how we will regain a unity consciousness in a way that existed in the times of Atlantis when you were all living out your existences there. It is fortunate that you did not witness the downfall of the community that you worked so hard to build, but you are beginning to witness it here in this lifetime. And you are each here to help anchor into the remembering of your lifetimes then, so that you can reestablish the same sense of community today.